If it's mine, I'm connected. I don't hustle for acceptance. I was born selected. Black woman blessed, don't play with me. Grace too loud, can't shade with me. You see the glow, that's legacy. Ever know built tenacity. I move different, I move prayed up. Not stressed out, I stay paid up. Even when it's easily later. God rewrote it and upgraded us. Crown on tilt when storms get wild. Face still think I'm heaven's child. You can't curse what God is styled or run deep Mississippi mile. I ain't begging for no seat. Table bill when I speak, anoint dripping through the feet. Even my losses taste sweet. Dub distracted. Heaven magnet. Signed and sealed, counting magic. Grace automatic. If he promised it's established, that's kingdom, that's plastic.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Listen Linda's Amazon Prime Days Author Spotlight. Now, I am your host, Dr. Jacqueline Cox, founder of Listen Linda Publishing, editor-in-chief of Listen Linda Magazine, Amazon influencer, and your host for today's special event. Through Amazon Prime Days, we're celebrating incredible authors and the power stories that they bring to readers around the world. These stories inspire us, they challenge us, they encourage us, and they remind us of the resilience of the human spirit. Today's feature is Dr. Velma Bagby, author of the inspiring memoir, My 70s Love Story, 50 plus years later. Now, in a world where lasting relationships seem increasingly rare, Dr. Velma's story stands as a beautiful testimony of faith, commitment, perseverance, and enduring love. Her journey began with a simple prayer as a teenager, and it unfolded into a marriage that has lasted more than 50 years. So, whether you're married, you're single, you're dating, or you're simply enjoying stories that uplift the soul, today's conversation is one you won't want to miss. Please join me in welcoming our friend to the show and our friend to our Amazon Live, Dr. Velma Bagby. How are you?
Thank you, my dear friend. I'm doing well as can be expected.
All right. Well, for those who don't know you, Dr. Velma, can you maybe in 45 seconds introduce us and tell us who you are?
Well, my name is Dr. Velma Bagby, as mentioned, and I am excited to be here with you. You are a fabulous support to everything I've done and everything I've accomplished. I'm a media host. I have 2 podcasts, Finding Your Voice, as well as Dr. Velma Talks, Godly Dating and Relationships and Marriage. I'm a minister, speaker, trainer, an author of 28 books, 23 bestsellers, a dating and relationship coach, and I also am a singer-songwriter, so I'm very grateful to be here with you today.
Yes, and for those who are watching live on Amazon Live, I not only have Dr. Velma's book highlighted in our reel, but I also have the soundtrack 52 Years Together. You can get it right down below for $1.29. It is on sale for Prime Days. Let's just jump right into it. So I want to thank you again, Dr. Velma, for joining us today. Now, for those meeting you, I want to know what inspired you to write My 70s Love Story 50 plus years later?
I think what really inspired me was watching the mistakes that I see in marriage relationships, watching people give up too soon because challenges arrive, storms and fiery experiences, and just watching people make the wrong choice. And so I've been talking about dating and relationships and how to choose the right mate, all of that for some time, but I felt like God was telling me it was time for me to pull back the curtain and let them see what it looks like in a true marriage that fights and chooses, in a couple that fights and chooses each other every day, despite the obstacles, despite what comes up against them. We choose each other. And that was the reason that I had to write this.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of times, stories are good, parables are good, but sometimes people want to know from real life experiences. So
Yes.
I'm glad that you were able to share that with us because, of course, I did read it. I read it from cover to cover. It is fabulous. Okay. Um, One of the most fascinating parts of your story to me um, is that as a teenager, you created this prayer list, which, if you guys don't know, was actually um, um, the what inspired me to write Jackie's Prayer, my song Jackie's Prayer. I actually wrote that song while reading her book
Oh,
about her writing her prayer list out. So you wrote a prayer list for your future husband.
Hmm.
What inspired you to do that for those who don't know? And did you ever imagine God would answer in the way that he did?
Not in the way that he did, but I knew he would answer. So
Mhm.
that's the thing. We have to expect that he will. And to always remember, you might have a list, but he has one too.
Amen.
So he's going to add, and sometimes he'll subtract from your list as well. But you do, it's important for me at that time to write that list out because I did want a husband at some point. I didn't look for a husband at that moment in my life because I was only 16, but I wrote it out and I did what I was instructed to do by my Bible teacher, wrote out what I thought I wanted in a man, and met the guy 2 weeks later that would soon become my husband. Didn't think about that I was meeting my husband because I wasn't looking for one. But I think
Exactly.
it's important for us to envision what we believe we would like God to send us, but always keep the options open to closing your prayer with, Lord, let your will be done. I might be asking something in a certain way, but I know that you know better than me. So let your will be done. And so, yeah, I realized that he was the one that I prayed to God to send me. And I didn't realize 2 weeks later he did send him.
Well, look at God. Look at God.
Hmm.
I want to go more into that because your story begins long before marriage. Looking back now, what were some of the qualities you were seeking in a life partner, and how did those values shape your journey?
Well, he absolutely needed to be a man of God because I was a woman of God. Even at 16, I was a woman of faith. I believed in God. I believed in who God was. I believed the stories I read in the scriptures and felt like I can have what many of the characters had, the people had in scripture. So I had to trust that and I had to believe that. But definitely wanted him to be able to do more than text and DM me. I know I wanted him to have a conversation with God. I know I wanted him to have a relationship, and all of that was important to me. Characteristics like a hard worker,
Mhm.
not what kind of job he has or not how much money he has. That was never at the top because those are conditions, is what I call conditions that change. I wanted him to be a hard worker. I wanted him to be the head of the house. I wanted him to really cover us and be
Mhm.
that one that would be protect us no matter what. And
Yeah.
so those are some of the things I thought was important, even though I put some cutie things on there as well. 6 feet,
Okay.
bow legs, that kind of stuff.
Not both.
I said, well, bowed legs were popular in the 60s. So,
No,
let's
they back in style now. They
oh,
back in
oh, they
style.
are. Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh
did,
yeah.
did
Oh
Denzel bring them back?
yeah. I will go ahead and reset for those of you who are just joining us on Amazon Live or any one of the social media platforms that we are that we are simultaneously broadcasting on. I am your host, Dr. Jacqueline Cox, aka Listen Linda, and this is Listen Linda Live on Amazon for Prime Days. And we are here with Dr. Velma Bagby of My 70s Love Story 50 plus years later. And we are talking about the book, and I want to get into something else now. Many people see a 50 plus year marriage and assume it was easy. What is the one thing that readers will learn from your book that might surprise them about maintaining a long term marriage or a long term relationship?
Well, one of the things I talk about, and it's a statement that it's one of my favorite statements in the book, and I'll just share that, and that is I say, how can two imperfect people still create a place to belong? We would eventually find our place to belong and discover the place we chose to call home was not a location. It was in each other's heart. So when you think about the things that I covered, bankruptcy that tried to break us, when we tried to navigate the difficult waters of separation, we had a temporary separation, and I called it we moved out so God can move in.
Yes,
Those
that was a
challenges
powerful
that
term.
come to try you will test your commitment to each other, your vow to each other, your uh, to see whether or not you're really going to stand the test of times. Because there are people who just walked away from those experiences, and we chose to stay. We had to figure out, and we had to learn how to choose each other every day, and that's what God helped us to do. No matter how difficult, we still chose each other. No matter how hard, we still chose each other. We were not the enemies of each other. We made sure that we understood the enemy was coming after us, not us being enemies to each other. So all of that was important for us to do. And all of that, those struggles made us strong was one of the chapters. That struggles made us stronger. It helped us to be resilient. It helped us to understand that we could overcome whatever is thrown our way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the world has changed dramatically since the 1970s.
Hmm.
In your opinion, what has changed most about relationships and what timeless lessons still apply today?
Now, repeat that question.
I
I got
said,
distracted reading Sharice's comment. I'm
yes,
sorry.
yes, yes. She said, this is great.
That was
Teach
sweet.
us. We need to know. That's good, Dr. Velma. Yes, chose to stay. It's
Yeah.
about the choosing. Amen.
Yeah. That's
Amen.
right.
Amen.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Sharice.
much, Sharice, for that comment.
Hmm.
Going back, I said the world has changed dramatically since the
Hmm.
1970s. In
Yes.
your opinion, what has changed most about relationships and what timeless lessons still apply today?
A lot of these relationships I wouldn't call relationships. We just have put different titles on it, but I wouldn't categorize it as a relationship. We see people who look like they have perfect marriages, but if you go behind the scenes like we did, we opened the curtains for you to see inside. But many people, if you did that to them, you would see it's not a marriage at all. It's an arrangement. They don't like each other. They go to mutual corners. They're not working together as a unit. They're not doing what God said for us to do is to operate as one, to make sure there's unity and agreement. None of that.
Mhm.
Relationships I'm looking at are so minimal. The stuff they're expecting out of a person is minimal. No man is going to be the person to make you happy. You better be
Come on
happy
now, you
before
gotta
you
make
meet him. And
yes.
no man is going to fulfill a void that you think he's supposed to. That's a thing that you're expecting a human to do that's humanly impossible. And what I find is we've minimized love. We've made it so small. We watered it down so much to make it convenient for ourselves because most people are too broken to go into a decent relationship. And that's what's changed. And the other thing that's changed, God says a fool despises wisdom. Wisdom is that learned experience we get to learn
Come
from
on
people
now.
who've already been there, done that, said it, did it. Let me show you how to walk through these waters right now. That's learned experience. Experience is valuable, but yet so many reject it when we should be embracing it. We should
Yes.
find somebody that's already been through it. We should discover someone who knows what they're talking about. Because if
Yes,
you
and that's
you
an
got
expert
you
in it.
got a coaching degree and you've been married 2 minutes, you can't help me.
Come on now.
And so that's what's important. We need to go back to what is solid. And God made it clear. Wisdom is important. Go to
And
somebody
that's
who
in
knows.
everything to me.
Absolutely.
Like that's in business, that's in everything. Like
Look,
don't despise wisdom. If somebody
no.
has been doing it XYZ amount of times, and they trying to give you some advice on it, you don't despise that. You
For
don't reject
instance,
that if they're trying to help.
when I'm challenged, even in my publishing and my work, I know who to go to. I go to Listen Linda to complete some projects for me because her experience speaks to me and I trust what she can do. So, why aren't we doing that? What makes us so that we don't want to trust experience? But learned experience, that is valuable today. And
Yeah.
that's who the people you want to connect with, depending on what it is you need.
Yeah.
And that's
And just
important.
like we go to the bag beast when we have anything dealing with marriage. I know I go to Dr. Velma. We go to Dr. Velma and Pastor Bruce. And even if we
Anytime.
don't call them on the phone, we got all their books here to go through it
Anytime.
and figure out what's going on in our marriage. What can we do to help it? What can we do to make it even better than what it is? If we
Mhm.
know that the enemy is coming and it's coming to steal, kill, and destroy, and if
Yeah.
you're working together, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, whatever, and it is a divine connection that God put together, let no man put it under. Why would you let the enemy try to come in and destroy what God is building? I don't
Yeah.
understand that. But
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that. That's for another one.
But let me just say this in response to your question.
Because we
When
could talk
God
about that subject all day.
I know
I
when
want to
God
get to the
told me
rest of
to
these
write this
questions.
book, I wrote and finished it thinking that my deadline was February. That was our 52nd wedding anniversary in February. So I was trying to hurry up and finish, but I did not take the time to do what I always do, and that is Proverbs 3 and 6. Acknowledge him, invite him into the project. I didn't take that time, and I found myself at a place where God says, no, that's not the content I want. 25,000 words. I had to scrap it, throw it away, and start over. And I had to tell my publisher, I said, look, I'm not putting a deadline on this book. I don't have a time to release it. I just need to go back and do it the way God wanted it to be done. And as you read it, this is what God wanted us to say. My husband was standing behind me and standing behind my chair, giving me guidelines on, okay, add this. Yes, you need to tell about this. And we were both very involved in making sure that
Yes.
we pulled that curtain back to let you see it's more than what you think. And love will stand the test of time if you have it, but it's got to be real. It can't be based on conditions, what he
Yes.
makes, what he earns, how he looks, how tall, because he's not going to stay that way the whole time. You got to really base it on what his true characteristics about
And you
is
ain't gonna be that
valuable.
way the whole
And
time
thank
either.
you. I was getting ready to say
Spring
that too.
chicken.
I don't look like that 20-year-old standing at the altar. Not at all. And so it's important for us to know that.
Yes, absolutely. And that's bringing me to the last question. Well,
Mhm.
not the last one, right next to the last question. Many young people are searching for lasting love, but often feel discouraged by what they see around them. What advice would you give someone who is still waiting for the right person?
You have to understand what those qualities are. If you don't know what you're looking for, you're not going to ever find it. You have to take the time to understand what's valuable. And again, going back to creating the list, making sure you're taking your time to create a valuable list that speaks to who he is to be. But be careful not to put conditions in there because in marriage, conditions change over time. For instance, I hear women talk about, I need him to make a certain amount of money because I'm making this. Well, let me tell you. I made more than my husband because remember my goal was to get off of my mother's payroll. So I needed to get me a job, got a job in state government after graduation, all of that. So my husband gets laid off 2 weeks before we were scheduled to be married. And my mother said, do you want to call it off? I said, no, I don't want to call it off because I know it's going to be okay. I watched my husband hustle to get that next job. I watched him work hard. And then he said, I need to make more than you. That was a man's choice, not mine. I didn't
Mhm,
say you better make more than it was his choice. And he
mhm,
did exactly that within 5 years. He started making more money than me. But who cares? We have one pot. It is called our pot. That's it. Everything goes in there. It didn't matter who brought what home. Everything went into that one pot. So I think it's important for you to know what qualities you should look for. And if you don't know that, then you need to start there. Do some research and study or talk to somebody with learned experience and really create those qualities that you should be looking for. And that's probably why you haven't found them because you're looking for fluff stuff.
Yeah,
You know
looking
what?
for
Yeah,
aesthetics.
it's nothing. I call conditions that change with time. What he has right now is not going to be what he has later. And who
Amen.
knows? Met a woman who left because her husband got sick. I'm going, what? I didn't sign up for that. Oh, come on
Yes, you
now.
did. Ooh,
What
child.
is covenant and commitment? We keep
Mm,
going because we choose each other every day. And you don't know what life is going to throw your way 10, 15 years from now. You better be ready. And I'm committed no matter what. I'm with my
amen.
husband and he's
Amen.
with me.
Now, today is Prime Days on Amazon, and many viewers are hearing about your book, some of them for the very first time. What is the single most important lesson that you hope readers take away from My 70 Love Story 50 plus years later?
What real love looks like and be ready for that. Prepare yourself to get ready for that. And marriage takes preparation. You need to get yourself ready for the man that you said on that list you wanted. Take away that. Prepare yourself. We don't prepare ourselves anymore for marriage. We really don't. And then we come up with these crazy conditions like I'm gonna give 50. He better give 50.
Mm,
I was sick a few weeks ago. I was given 2%. My husband
That's
was
what I'm
given
trying to tell you.
98. And
Remember I told you about that song,
yes,
100,
yes.
Ella May?
As long as
Oh man,
we're
I
100
fell in love with it.
together, as long as we're operating 100 together, who cares who gives
Who
what?
cares? Yes. Now, after more than 50 years together, what does love look like today that it did not look like when you guys first fell in love?
It's very close to what we had in the beginning, but we just kind of grew into just being comfortable with doing those little things. People don't call love. My husband wanting to go with me to Starbucks for our Starbucks date. That's what we call it. Daily, we go to Starbucks. We're retired. We have a Starbucks date. It's our time to just ride and talk and get our favorite, and everybody knows us when we come. And sometimes we'll park and people watch for a minute while we're enjoying it in the sunshine. But it depends on what you say. Sometimes it's he's in there doing the dishes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's when I was working, I had crock pots going, but when I came home, he finished it up. It's those subtle things that you see. It's those little things that you see
Mm-hmm.
that you need. Do you need anything? My husband will ask me several times,
Oh
do you need
man,
anything? I'm going downstairs.
sound
Do
like
you
Mr.
need
Cox.
anything? Can you just imagine? That's
Mm-hmm.
love to me. He
That
doesn't
is
have to
love.
ask those questions. Some guys don't even care what you're
Don't
doing
care.
during the day because
Hey,
they've
you
been
okay?
gone
You
in the
need
streets the
something?
whole
Or
time.
let you scrunch your face. Let you scrunch your
Right.
face, so you can
What
just
do
be
you
looking at
need?
your phone. What's
Can I
wrong?
get you anything?
What's wrong?
Right. Can I get you anything? Who does that? But somebody who cares and loves you.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, Dr. Velma, thank you so much for joining us today. And it's always a pleasure. We're supposed to be on here 15 minutes, but you know,
I
Mama
know.
V, we're going to be
I'm
on here longer
sorry.
than that. She the
I
only one that
appreciate
can
your
get away with it,
patience.
so don't y'all try at these people that's coming
I
up.
appreciate your
Okay?
patience too. And I
Thank you so
apologize for
much.
being tardy today. We had a family emergency, and Jacqueline, you were so kind and gracious. I appreciate you.
Oh, no
May
problem.
this
No problem. The party don't
effort goes
start till we
well.
come. So
Oh,
it ain't no
very
rush
well.
over here. Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to thank you for sharing your wisdom, your faith, and your beautiful love story with our audience. Friends, if today's conversation touched your heart, if it encouraged your spirit, or
Mhm.
reminded you that lasting love, it is still possible, be
Mhm.
sure to look on the carousel on Amazon. And I want you to grab your copy of My 70 Love Story 50 plus years later during Amazon Prime Days. And while you're there, pick up the soundtrack, okay? Because she is a singer songwriter. So pick up her song 52 years together
Yeah.
right on Amazon for $1.29. On
Mhm.
behalf of Listen Linda Publishing and Listen Linda Magazine, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. Remember to support authors, support literacy, support stories that matter, and keep sharing the gift of reading with others. I am your host, Dr. Jacqueline Cox, and this has been day 2 of Listen Linda Amazon Prime Days Author Spotlight. Until tomorrow, where we will be sitting down with Grandma Mary Bill for Cotton Fields to Castles. So until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired, stay encouraged, and keep turning the page on your own story. God bless you all, and I will talk to you soon.
Bye
Peace.
bye. Thank you.
If it's mine, I'm connected. I don't hustle for acceptance. I was born selected. Black woman blessed, don't play with me. Grace too loud, can't shade with me. You see the glow, that's legacy. Every note built tenacity. I move different, I move prayed up. Not stressed out, I stay paid up. Even when the season lead laters, God rewrote it and upgraded us. Crown on tip when storms get wild. Face still think I'm heaven's child. You can't curse what God is styled or run deep Mississippi mile. I ain't begging for no seat. Table bill when I speak, anointing dripping through the feet. Even my losses